We're watching Buzz with Jess Lujan.
Good evening, Guam. I'm Jess Lujan. Welcome to this edition of The Buzz. This evening's show, great guest, a hero, a war hero of that, a good friend, Dr. Jerone Landstrom.
Hi, Jess. How you doing?
I got to salute you. You had just come back from Afghanistan, served there as a doctor and a warrior.
Right. They were bundled up all in one.
all in one. We were talking about that, and let me ask you this before we dive into some other health issue questions regarding here in Guam and GMH and all that. But the news that the people of Guam, the world received the other day regarding the death of Osama bin Laden.
Yes, sir.
As a doctor, as a warrior, one that served over there, and one who was deployed over there because of actions that he led, that led to you and countless other men and women who have been deployed and have lost their lives.
I agree with you 100%. Because of him, we had to go through to have our Zoris even checked at the airport. Mm-hmm. And they bend them this way and bend them that way. It's like, come on, you search everything. I mean, he changed the way we travel. We just can't get around like we used to. And in my experience in Afghanistan, I worked at the Afghan National Army Hospital, and I took care of Afghans. And I would see kids blown to smithereens by suicide bombers and IEDs and things, and I'd have to take care of them, and that's because of his perception of how the world should be, and it's a very warped perception. And it's sad to see this all happen, but I'm glad they finally got the man. But they got a long way to go because it's just not him.
And you were just saying that this is just pretty much you got rid of the icon, but the forces under him, because they have since franchised.
Yes, that's correct, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's go to Guam issues.
Yes,
Health
sir.
issues here in Guam. You're not immune to controversial issues, of course, and issues actually that you bring up, and other folks will put it as controversial, but issues that you bring up. But again, you just want, like Dr. Friedman and some other doctors as well. I would like to say the majority of the doctors who want out here is just great health care for the people of Guam. You bring up issues that, I said, when Dr. Friedman brought up some issues, I'm going, wait a minute, this is a doctor bringing it up. Shouldn't it warrant investigation? Investigate it to see if in fact what he's saying, how much of what he's saying is true or not. You don't just dispel it and say, that's just him ratting on. This is something that I have heard as a layperson, heard about things that may happen at GMH. You, for example, was one of them. We have a caller that called up and said that he had an industrial accident, pretty much. Sawed a couple of his fingers off. They saved it like they were supposed to, and ice and all that. They brought it to the hospital, asked for you to attach his fingers, but they said that you had lost your hospital privileges. And it's because it's what I hear is that you lost your privilege because you had questioned one of your colleagues regarding a procedure where they called you in a very last minute. How much truth is there to that?
There is some truth to it, but I basically resigned from the hospital privileging because the bylaws changed and wouldn't let me to go on a furlough while I was in theater, and it was going to expire. And that was the main reason. But the other reason is that you are correct. I made a complaint to the quality assurance and quality improvement to the hospital for a patient.
Quality improvement, quality assurance?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I felt that a patient that I was asked to see and do surgery on should have been taken care of much sooner than he was, because the diagnosis had been made within hours of the patient coming in. However, I wasn't called until a much later shift by a different doctor, and that was not within the standard care, from my opinion, or anywhere in any medical textbook that I know of, okay? Because the longer you wait on somebody with a hole in their intestinal tract, the greater the chance of them having, an event such as a death or a morbidity, which means something can happen to that. So I made the complaint not to get anybody in trouble, but just to say, hey, look, we're better than this. The people of Guam deserve better than this. I know if that was my family member, I would not want them writhing in pain in the emergency room, especially since the diagnosis had been made by the new CAT scan they had. And just let's get educated, let's improve this situation. But instead of my complaint being looked at objectively by the emergency room department, they decided I was a disruptive practitioner and I should have my privileges removed, and I should possibly then be taken to the Guam Board of Medical Examiners, et cetera, et cetera. And all this, was going on while I was after my deployment, and I was getting pieces and bits of it here and there. And when I came back and I reapplied in October of last year, they held up my recredentialing, my privileging, because they wanted to investigate me for this disruptive behavior, supposedly, just to improve care.
More on the disruptive behavior for Dr. Landstrom. But hey, if you want to talk to us tonight, call us at 632-TALK, 632-8255 with Dr. Landstrom. But we'll be right back right after this.